Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 7 players who I think could be traded before the NFL draft. This video is going up on April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's joke. These are 7 players I think could be moved. Based on different rumors we're hearing, I do have a destination for each of these guys, and I'll be explaining why their team should trade them and why the team getting them should make that trade. But let me know who you guys think can be traded, where you think they can be traded. The draft is just a few weeks away. I believe we are about 3.5 or 4 weeks away from the draft. I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am. I'm going to be having a big live stream, all sorts of content planned. Stay tuned for that. But let's take a look at some of the guys that I think could be traded. Starting off with Jeudy to the New England Patriots. Patriots are in the market for a wide receiver. We've heard DeAndre Hopkins linked to them. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. They got Mike Gesicki. I like some of the moves the Patriots have made this offseason. I still think they need another piece. They've been in the rumors for Jeudy, and I think ultimately Jeudy will be moved. Apparently the Broncos are asking for a first-round pick. I think if New England's offering you their 46th pick, I believe is where they select, I think you make that selection. I think that's a really good value for a receiver like Jeudy. You still got Sutton on the team. Tim Patrick's coming back healthy. The Broncos just don't have any draft picks. They need to get draft picks. Jeudy or Sutton gets moved. While I think Sutton has more value, I still think you can get a second-round pick for Jeudy. New England is, again, trying to build weapons. I know some people want Lamar. Lamar, I don't think, goes to the Patriots. The Patriots never gave Tom Brady the big money that he deserved. Why would they go do it with Lamar Jackson? It just doesn't make a lot of sense there. We will have Lamar later in this video. I think the Patriots and Jeudy make a lot of sense. Sticking with wide receivers, I think Allen Robinson to the Atlanta Falcons makes a lot of sense. I've heard a lot of teams. I've heard the Vikings. I've heard the Packers, the Cowboys. There have been a lot of teams that have been floated around for Allen Robinson. I haven't seen the Falcons as much. Maybe I'm not in Falcons culture like that, but the Rams are looking to move him. This is public. We know they're looking to find a deal there. Why not the Falcons? This is a team. Drake London was a very solid rookie. They got in Scotty Miller and Mac Hollins. I mean, they brought in some depth wide receiver pieces. I think Allen Robinson could still be a legit wide receiver too. At the beginning of the season, there was all the jokes Stafford wouldn't target him. Well, Stafford had a bad injury. Robinson had some injuries he also dealt with. He's still a good receiver. And the Falcons, you saw it with Calais Campbell. They just did it on their defensive line. Why not bring in an experienced veteran on the offensive side of the ball to try and be a mentor to some of these young receivers you have? I don't hate it. I think he would fit really well here. They've got the cap money to do it. They still got the 8th overall pick. I like this move for the Falcons. Go out and get yourself another weapon. Ed Oliver, this is a name I have seen floated around a little bit in trade rumors. He wants his money. Buffalo, I don't know, is going to be able to pay him the money that I think he's worth. And I think the Houston Texans should be in on this. A good interior defensive lineman to fit DeMeco Ryans' defense. You need some interior presence. He's had that his entire career. I think he is going to go for about a 3rd or 4th round pick. I don't think he's one of the top players here. But Ed Oliver to Houston, I think, makes a lot of sense. They were towards the bottom of the league in run defense last year. They really didn't make a lot of moves in free agency on their defensive line. They brought in a veteran linebacker. They brought in Jimmy Ward. I mean, they've made some nice additions. I like their offensive additions a lot more. Ed Oliver here, I think, would be a really good pickup for them. They have the money to sign him to an extension, and he's a building block for DeMeco Ryans' defense. Buffalo gets some more draft capital, and they don't have to pay him. So I've got Ed Oliver to Houston. Lamar Jackson to my Indianapolis Colts. My bias, absolutely. Find me a team that makes more sense. Now, I will say this. If the Washington Commanders are sold, like I believe they will before the draft, if Daniel Snyder finally sells that team, whether it's to the Magic Johnson group or whether it's to, I think it's Astropolis, I believe is his name. If they sold, I think Lamar goes to Washington. I think that's ultimately where I could see him ending up. Just a perfect storm there, but I'm going to dream a little bit. Let the Colts go get him. The 4th overall pick is Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. I don't expect Bryce Young or CJ Stroud to be there. I would rather take Lamar over those guys. Those guys have high upside. They also have major downsides. Lamar Jackson, we know what he's going to bring. Everyone's going to talk about doesn't finish seasons. Yeah, he's had a couple of injuries the last couple of seasons. I think he's worth the risk here. Apparently, a report came out at the time of recording this today. He's not looking for a fully guaranteed deal. What's stopping the Colts from doing it? I think it's Washington or Indianapolis as the two favorites here. The next one, you saw it in the thumbnail. The Chiefs go get DeAndre Hopkins. I think this makes a lot of sense. They're looking for a number one boundary receiver for Patrick Mahomes. The Cardinals are just looking to really start fresh with this team. Hopkins is gone. The Chiefs are a team that's been heavily rumored, along with the Ravens, the Patriots, the Bills even. But I like the Chiefs as the best fit. I think they make a lot of sense. They give up a late second-round pick. I don't think they're getting a first. They give up their second-rounder, bring in a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. He takes this offense to another level. They just won the Super Bowl. They've lost a couple of weapons in free agency. They lost Juju. They lost Mecole Hardman. I think adding DeAndre Hopkins, continuing to keep that wide receiver room strong, would be a very nice addition. So I really like his fit there. Two more here, guys. Austin Ekeler to Chicago Bears. I have not seen this one. Makes so much sense to me. David Montgomery left. The Bears, you're really going to run with Khalil Herbert as your RB1. This Bears team has gone all in the offseason, made some big moves. And Austin Ekeler is another weapon for Justin Fields. One of the best receiving backs in the NFL. Don't know what his market is. The running back market's always so weird. I think it's probably a third rounder, maybe a fourth, because he's so dynamic. But I really like his fit in Chicago. A run-first team, I think his numbers would be off the charts. I think a receiving back that can really help Justin Fields as a safety valve there. There's a lot to like about this move. The Chargers, you kind of have to do it because it doesn't look like he wants to play here. The Bears have the money to give him an extension that he's looking for. I like it. I like Chicago to go out and get Austin Ekeler. And then lastly, Jeffrey Simmons to the Detroit Lions. I absolutely love this fit. Not because I'm a Colts fan and I want to see Jeffrey Simmons gone. Maybe that's a part of it. But the Lions need some defensive line help. They were terrible against the run. Jeffrey Simmons is a monster. He's an absolute beast. Adding him to this defensive line would be absolutely insane. He is going to go for a first-round pick. There's some things. They can't work out a contract extension in Tennessee. They're trying to be cheap. I don't know. That team, I don't really know where that team is trying to go. If they're trying to start over, I feel like he's a building block for your team. But nevertheless, you can get a first-round pick for him. The Lions have 2 first-round picks. Give up the number 18 pick and go get Jeffrey Simmons. Draft a corner at number 6. You still have 2 second-rounders. This is identical to when the Colts traded for DeForest Buckner. A prime, in their prime, defensive lineman, interior guy who's going to take your defense to another level. This is a huge pickup for a Lions team that they're going all out. They're going all in, all out. And I think Jeffrey Simmons is a fantastic piece to add to this defense that has really improved, but I still think they have some more pieces that they can add. Jeffrey Simmons would be absolutely incredible for this team. But guys, let me know down in the comment section below, which of these guys do you think could get moved, and where do you think they could get moved? Would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.